Hello. Um, honestly, I don't know why I thought I'd get here early. You are practically here, and it does take me a bit of a walk over. She just like sits on the box. Um, I alongside this sort of tea party that had been voiced over the flames not too long ago. Well, sorry, I'm jumping the gun. How are you? How have you been? Yeah, I think that dizzy spell yesterday was just a bit of a temporary thing. Maybe I had overworked myself a bit ago. I don't know. But I'm doing quite fine now. However, idle hands, thought more, alongside with the tea party that had been discussed over the flame. I figured it'd be a fun activity for the holidays. I've been trying to catch up and learning about the different winter holidays that's been around. I figured it'd be a fun event to invite some folks on the aisle to do a bit of a perhaps cookie decorating event. I think it'd be quite amusing to see everyone decorating some cookies that they could bring home as well as others. I get to bake a lot of cookies. We could drink tea alongside it. However, I figured we'd bring I'd bring some of my pies that I usually make as well alongside the tea and make it sort of not necessarily a collaboration, but it'd be a nice treat. So, there's not a lot of things you can do on the aisle if you gotta pick up a lot of hobbies. I know I baked a lot as a kid, however, I can't exactly explain why, but I think it would be fun to pick up again alongside some other things. Would you like to meet me? We could discuss more in the kitchen. She like picks up her box and like brings it over. So I have these three different types of not pies. When she sets down the box, she opens it. You can see it like opens up into like very like it's not one singular pie. It's been cut up into multiple like different things. So it's like a third of it is a light cheese, a sweet berry cheesecake. Another slice, like a third of the pie is an apple pie, and another slice is a double chocolate swirl pie. You see something like that. I figured. Um, we could do a little bit of pairing, at least like some sort of menu when the event does happen. So it was like, oh, try this with that and whatnot. And I figured I'd sit a bit to try and figure out what tastes good alongside the pie. And I figured a few more help might speed it up. I don't know how much I can taste, especially after recovery, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Add a character. I think it'd be funny if we had a secret room that just gives us a few coins to buy these things. Or like a secret room that will give us these for free. I figured we would get them. Okay, yeah, sure, whatever. The Phoenix followers can have their um uh what is it? Totem of Undying shop. No, we get free tea at the tea shop. They're all copper coins, right? Let's see. What should we try first? Seeing as you were the guest in trying all these, anything that catches your eye in particular first? Very well. Hmm. I figured something smooth would go well with this. Perhaps the sweet tea might be a bit too much sweetness. I don't know how mint would taste well with sweet berry. Hmm, perhaps. I was actually also leaning towards chai tea as well. Have you your drink? It does go quite well. Yeah, no, but it's fine. Actually, psych out the free tea. We need a medallion that takes away our hunger for roleplay. We don't need benefits. We'll get we'll just starve ourselves for God. They gotta know. Same brain. Um, I think the mocha does quite well, especially seeing as cheesecake is predominantly mm, yeah, the creaminess aligns with the creaminess that can go with the mocha. Okay, I will note this down and put it on the side that these will go together. Now that's done. Let's go with, say, what's next? Chocolate? These ones are amusing to do, to make at least. In particular, you have to freeze the crumbs beforehand, and then you add it in to uh, the center. It's a bit of a mix of freezing it and then baking it to, well. Hmm. It would be quite amusing to pair up the the chocolate pie with the bubble tea, seeing it both having the extra bubbles in them, essentially. Let's see. Hmm. Maybe. I did use a little bit of dark chocolate alongside the pie. It's a much more of a mix. Despite the chocolate, it's not exactly a very sweet pie. I think it does pair well. We'll note that. Next, we have a classic. Mm-hmm. Nothing particularly here that would be like a classic. Well, actually, the sweet tea, honestly. Sweet tea and crumb apple. If we go on alongside of that sort of tie. Or we do have the apple cinnamon cider already. There's actually quite a few drinks that can pair well with this. Hmm. Ooh, it's definitely a lot of apples. You really get the taste. I've tried to make it to where if you eat the pie, the apple, you don't really have to chew the apple. It will hopefully have been thinly sliced enough to melt, in a way. You see, because it's the actual pie center and then the thinly sliced apples on top with a bit of a apple jam and then the little layers of the actual pie top. It does, it does. It's a shame we don't have another help around here. Someone to try out this pairing to find the good split. Perhaps. Not a hard set op thing to do right now. I actually need to hear back from Morris in regards to hosting the said event. Yes, I've already asked in the, an offering that I had sent not too long. Waiting to hear back from it. Despite not exactly being a follower to, all three, I figured it'd be nice to send offerings to all three. I guess since I've just situated myself in the taiga. Would you like to finish? We could discuss a bit more on the outside. I know you you aren't exactly able to go out. Right. It would be amusing to follow all three of them. However, well, I'm not sure in particular if that would be pissy. I think actually I'm not sure. There was this fellow I've met, although I have not seen him as of late. That might be a follower of a few. Although I've not yet heard of any multi-followers, if we were to claim that the term. Speaking of, hello, Morris. It's quite alright. Nothing in particular. I know we were talking about the tea party over the flame. However, the Isle is quite busy. We're actually here. I'm intended to figure out. I don't know if you've said in or saw in my offering, uh, most recent one, however, but I was hoping to do a sort of cookie decorating event here. I figured it'd be fun for the holidays. I have some of my baked goods if you'd like. I don't care to describe. There's like a box that has like a bunch of cut pies put together. A few have already been taken out, but if you'd like. Pies. Baked good. We were figuring out pairings for the event. I figured it'd be a good like recommendation of, oh, try the, well, actually right now we're kind of split for the crumble apple pie alongside, say, the chilled apple cinnamon cider or the sweet tea. We have already gotten so far the light sweet berry cheesecake alongside the mocha cold brew, as well as the double chocolate swirl pie alongside the magnolia bark tea. That is true. We'll keep it a note, however. At least the pairing will go with the cider. If perhaps people would be interested in the bit of a warmth. I think it would be amusing, however, to see a lot of the islanders to at least decorate cookies. I know crafts isn't necessarily a cherry pie. Hmm. I know I've tackled a few, but these are the three that I would like to assume perfected. It would be interesting to make, however. I haven't exactly. I believe I do have a cherry tree planted. I do believe, however, cherries. If I could try to remember, it's not necessarily a common fruit in my, if I can recall, in my area. So I will have to figure it out. Hmm. Oh, I do have a cherry tree. It just I don't have a. In the past, I have not baked with it. Um, some fruits are much more rarity than others. It's I need to tackle the fruit variety of stuff when I go along with the food project that I'm working on. Someone over there.
Huh? Yeah. Hey, sorry.
Hello.
Didn't
I
mean
thought
to
I heard
interrupt
someone.
anything if I was.
It is a public space. It's quite alright.
Yeah, I wanted to check this place out. Just, haven't been here before. Well, I suppose I've been to the area before this one before, just not here, per se.
Mm-hmm. It's fairly new.
Hmm. 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 Alrighty. Well, good to see some stuff around here, too. Especially new places.
If you have a hand in painting, I believe there's a few empty spots that are open to, well, hang something. That, however,
I don't rightly know my, well, hand in painting per se.
that's quite alright.
You know, smaller
You,
things. Don't want to break anything.
a bit of a sneak peek spoiler, however. Planning on hosting a event soon, or at least sometime this month.
Hmm.
A sort of cookie decorating event. I'll bring some pies alongside some of the drinks here. Figured it'd be a amusing event to partake in.
Hmm. It sounds fun.
We were just figuring out some pairing of some pies alongside drinks. Well, discussing more baked goods. I think, however, with the event, I think some basic sugar cookies might do well. Unless I could try to bring a bit of variety.
Your event, honestly, up to you. What do you want to do?
That is true. I figure I think. I assume now I would have to bake a bit of a variety of size of cookies. Would I not? I believe there should be some bake facilities over there in the kitchen, right? Should be able to at least make a few here in case. Need to figure out a good time or date to do so. Oliver, if you would like, perhaps we can do a bit of a baking thing in the before the event. Just a few should do. Not sure how well people will take to the event. The well, folks are a bit paranoid at times. Mm-hmm. Right. Cherry pies, however, are they a particular pie in reference? Or like, sorry, is it a particular pie that you've had enjoyed before? Or is it just one that you had thought of? I will see too, perhaps some cherry pies. Mm. Are there any baked goods yourself, Mara, that you've find particular?
Hmm? Oh, me?
Mm.
Most ingredients for them are, well, back on my home world, of course, so majority of them are not really available, but I mean, of course I've found replacements, but they might have already been considered at this point.
Mm. I know I'm still trying to figure out some food recipes to help a few folks here at least get close to.
And we're talking baked goods, right? Just making
Yes,
sure.
but baked goods at the moment.
Yeah. A fan of the sweet berry.
I
That's
still
about
have some
it.
sweet cheesecake if you'd like.
Uh, sure. I'll take some. Appreciate it.
I believe if you'd like to be a good taste tester, I believe we're trying to pair that with the cold brew. Okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. It's fine. I'll just.
We gotta
Which
figure
one was
out
it?
chair sizing.
There we go.
Maybe that plan that that Tiv had made on inclusivity with sizing it really does need to be in
Yeah.
consideration. Make big tea shop.
I mean, the doorway's already big enough.
Or we make a portal the second you enter this the second you enter this room you shrink to size.
Just forced. Holding my tongue.
Clucking. Small. I think, however, with the cookie variety, I'm thinking just sugar cookies will need a lot of icing. And sprinkles. Those I've might need to request some help from some of the more techier folks to how to make. I don't know if I want to hand make a bunch of sprinkles. What other cookies should be noted? Perhaps some classic chocolate chip? Uh, I think for the sake of the amount of sweet berries I have, I can do some sweet berry cookies. We could probably do a double chocolate cookie alongside the double chocolate pie. Chocolate is a favorite. Say the string of words twice as fast. I think it's a good enough pairing. And I recently figured out my honey situation. Uh, more than enough bees from the, well, savannah and taiga. and Mesa have wandered over to my area. But I think, however, with the Imperia's, well, Imperia's solution to them, I think it would make sense that they've wandered away from where, well, there originally. Right, I say this to perhaps make some honey cookies. I think those would be sweet. Have a good variety between the sweet, light sweet to heavy sweet. I was hoping perhaps to speak more to some other folks on the over the flame, but well, busy as we have already stated. Mm-hmm. I worry for some cases. Okay. I worry for some cases. I think it's quite an odd thing, despite the connectivity with the radios and all the quick connections that can be made here on the Isle. It still feels isolating. I think, however, with the original use of letters back home, I think at least we could trick our minds to assume that people would be okay until we heard next from them. But like with the radio now, it's like if you don't hear back from the minute, then goodness, something might have happened. Mm-hmm. You've only just recently got connected to the radio, by the way, correct? It's only been, what, 2 or 3 days? I'm sure now you've gotten a good gist about oh, a day. Well, even then, I think you've gotten quite a understanding of how the radio has been quite, well, interesting. There isn't quite exactly a good time for the to rate public radio. What's a hmm. Well, if you're interested, I guess recently, I think the biggest what's the term, headliner in regards to what's been happening is the well, actually, something happened yesterday. Was there not? I was not quite well feeling well to understand what was happening. The only thing I can really consider is the development on what's going on in Imperia. Hmm. I see. I think that's I feel like that's a case whenever there's a new person. I see. Hmm. I think I did turn down the radio after that moment. I wasn't necessarily paying attention then. A shame, however. I probably should reach out to Heavy. I'll probably try to see if I can look back through the radio logs, understand whatever was happening. Mm. Yeah. He does have some cared ones to at least take care of him. So at least there's that.
And none of them can get to him. At least his neighbor can.
Oh,
Me. Sorry. I live in the neighborhood.
I see. Have you seen him as of late?
Uh, I heard him. I haven't seen him.
Hmm. Well, perhaps at least a gift to drop off would be useful.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Then I think we were all caught up on news. Despite the ever continuing cold that has gone over the isle. It's quite amusing to think these are what start off our holiday months. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. EM has always been a busy one. Well, seeing as it doesn't seem to have any. It doesn't seem to have any, well, can't necessarily be tired as a robot, I assume. Hmm. It would be amusing if there were some sort of portal, or not a portal, but perhaps like a. What are they called? The TVs, right? Like some sort of screen that we can have for folks. So at least you can at least see what's around above and or hmm, you could have something here for you to at least see people up there if they don't want to make the trip down here. That makes sense. Not necessarily a portal to. Uh, oh, well, I guess I'm more so referring to a. I suppose I'm not exactly sure what that would be, but mm, I guess I was more in particular of a sort of more so seeing portal than an actual portal. Oh, hmm. Well, at the very least, if you would like to come by and visit my side, it's not too far from the entrance to Lethe here. Still a bit away, but you're welcome to visit. Bit of a farm as well, a few animals here and there. Mm-hmm. Speaking of, I do have some more chores to go tend to. I only did intend to make this a short visit. If anyone is interested, I still have a few extra pies available.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind one at all.
I have the cheesecake, the chocolate, as well as the apple pie. One or more? I could give you all three if like.
Yeah, I'll take it. Appreciate you.
Do hope you enjoy those. Hopefully, I should host the event soon. Maybe in a week or two. Depends on how busy things get. Mm-hmm. Uh, Farewell, everyone. I hope to come by again soon. At least for
Uh,
decorating.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Bye.
It's mainly because the Jackbox thing, I want to host it for Emma since, you know. Ready. Bye.
Uh, I'll take one for the road. So, nothing's been. With most things, yeah. Yeah, I get that. Wake up to a new week now and something else is happening. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to keep busy too. Running out of things to do, honestly. Yeah. And I don't believe you have. Hmm. Pleasure to meet you too. Whew. Yeah, that's my name. That's not even my hands. Alright, awesome. Anyway. Yeah, I just remembered being here before and wanted to see if the place changed any, and yeah, go figure this place is around now. Really now. I might take someone here eventually. They might like it. Yeah. I don't know how much getting out this one's been doing though. Last I saw him, he was in my spare bedroom, so. Like I said, I might bring him over. I have a feeling you will. I'll see what I can do next time. Well, I suppose for now I'm gonna head on out. Just wanted to get a look at the place. It's always nice meeting new people, of course. Alright. You guys take it easy, yeah? Alrighty.